This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Haley Wilgus has the night off. Our top story tonight, a developing story out of Berlin, Germany, where a truck rammed into a Christmas market. Berlin police say that large truck ran into the crowded market in the center of Berlin, killing at least 9 people. Multiple others were hurt. A local newspaper posted a picture of a large truck with its windshield smashed out on the sidewalk alongside the market. German police say the driver has been arrested near the scene, but they are still investigating whether the incident was an attack or just an accident. Germany's justice minister, however, says federal prosecutors who handle terrorism cases are taking over the investigation. The market is outside the landmark Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church. Also a developing story out of Turkey. The White House is strongly condemning the assassination of the Russian ambassador to Turkey, saying this heinous attack on a member of the diplomatic corps is unacceptable. Andrei Karlov was giving a speech at the opening ceremony of a photo exhibit in the capital, Ankara, when a man fired at least 8 shots. Turkey's official news agency reports the gunman has been neutralized, but it's not immediately clear whether the attacker was killed or captured by police. The attack comes a day before a meeting of Russian, Turkish, and Iranian foreign and defense ministers in Moscow to talk about Syria. Here in the United States, a decisive day for the next commander-in-chief. The Electoral College meeting across the country today to make the presidential election vote official. And there are some potential trouble spots. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington as the state's results come in.
From unlikely candidate to unstoppable president-elect, Donald Trump is set to officially become the 45th president of the United States. Protesters shouting "Shame on you" as Electoral College members cast their votes in Pennsylvania, where Trump beat Hillary Clinton by less than 1%.
20 votes for Donald J. Trump.
Realizing the likelihood of electors changing their votes were about that slim.
I don't know if there's a realistic chance, but I think this is our last chance.
State by state, electors casting their ballots, including Bill Clinton in New York. In Minnesota, one elector going rogue, replaced after refusing to cast his vote for Hillary Clinton. Similarly, in Maine, one elector trying to vote for Bernie Sanders going against state law. That ballot was ruled out of order, and in the end, he voted for Clinton. And in Wisconsin, the allegations of Russians hacking the election to help Trump persisting.
No president.
In the end, it's the electors with the final word.
Thank you, tellers, for tallying the votes. The votes are 10 votes, Donald J. Trump.
Members of the House and Senate will meet in the House chamber to count all the votes on January 6th. Then Vice President Joe Biden will announce the winner on that day, marking 2 weeks until the inauguration. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Around 200 people protested outside the state capitol in Tallahassee as Florida's 29 electors cast their votes for Donald Trump and Mike Pence this afternoon. The ceremony was overseen by Secretary of State Ken Detzner. The electors were selected by the Republican Party of Florida. Some of those who voted include Republican National Committee co-chair Sharon Day, Republican Party of Florida Chairman Blaise Incoglia, and Trump's Florida campaign co-chair Joe Gruters of the Suncoast. Gruters is also the chair of the Sarasota GOP party, and today he talked about the protesters' effort at the Capitol.
These guys are obviously passionate and support and trying to do everything they can to help their candidate. But in reality, the election was decided on Election Day. It wasn't close. You know, Donald Trump, from Electoral College standpoint, dominated the numbers.
Congress will assemble, as you heard, on January 6th to finalize the nationwide vote. One man is charged with second-degree murder after a deadly shooting in Bradenton over the weekend. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say Roger Clinton and Terrence Gordon were arguing at a home on 33rd Avenue late Saturday night. Clinton left, but then returned a short time later. Deputies say Gordon then went up to Clinton with a shotgun and began firing, hitting him at least once. Clinton died at the scene. Deputies tracked Gordon down on Sunday, and he was arrested without incident. He now faces second-degree murder charges. New developments tonight involving the search for an armed robbery suspect in Bradenton. Police are now looking for 27-year-old Tyrone Burns Jr. They say he's considered armed and dangerous. He may be armed with a knife. They believe he robbed the Little Country store on 15th Street East in Bradenton last Thursday morning. The female clerk was opening the store at the time when the man followed her inside. He then threatened her with a knife, took money from the register, and took off. Police say Burns is homeless and frequents drug areas. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. The death of a dolphin in Suncoast waters is under investigation. Some local fishermen spotted the dolphin about a half-mile offshore of Longboat Key. The animal did not have any signs of physical injuries. Mote Marine Lab was called. Scientists and officers with the Sarasota Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol recovered the carcass. Scientists plan to perform a necropsy tomorrow, and which they hope will explain what killed the dolphin. All right, another warm day on the Suncoast. Very warm out there. Let's get a check on our forecast right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, records to the north and south of us. No records yet set here at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. However, there's a cold front. It is now moving through north central Florida, but not much further south. It's stretching all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico here. Increasing clouds we can expect. There are a few showers, mainly north near Ocala, stretching up toward Gainesville and near Jacksonville. You can see one or two lone showers here, a little bit of cloudiness out in the Gulf. Those clouds will be slowly moving in our direction, it looks like, and there is a possibility of fog forming like we had this morning. There they are, just one or two lone little showers out there associated with the daytime heating. Mid-80s inland areas today, low 80s near the coast. Right now it's 78. It's cooled just 2 degrees in the last hour. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6, and the pressure continues to rise at 30-26. We'll have more on this front and the rest of the week's weather coming up in just a few minutes, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. The city of Palmetto is getting closer to deciding if it will prohibit auto repair shops on a stretch of road. Tonight, the city has a public hearing set on an ordinance that would not allow auto repair shops and other open storage businesses on 10th Avenue West between 17th Street and Riverside Drive at the waterfront. There are plans to beautify and redevelop that stretch of road in the coming years to make it more pedestrian friendly.
What it really centers around, trying to really guide the future of Palmetto and taking the vision for Palmetto, the warm hometown community, walkability, and help to invite businesses along that corridor that will be pedestrian friendly.
Final decision on the auto repair shop ordinance in Palmetto is expected to take place at the City Commissioners meeting on January 5th. Tonight, you can learn more about a controversial housing and commercial complex planned in South Sarasota. It is the Benderson development wants to build nearly 500 apartments and hotel rooms at the corner of US 41 and Stickney Point Road. Many people who live nearby are worried the complex will make traffic in that area more congested. At a public workshop tonight, residents can voice their concerns to the developer and discuss if any other studies should be done before it heads to the County Commission for a vote in March. The meeting starts at 6:30 at the Pine Shores Presbyterian Church on Crestwood Avenue in Sarasota. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, still another update on Wall Street.
Scott, it's remarkable. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. But again, the market moved higher. We now are starting our 6th consecutive up week. The Dow and the S&P are right now headed on the track for the best December since 2010. The NASDAQ for the best December since 2013. So whatever measure you use looks pretty darn good. The top to bottom range today for the Dow was 86 points, 75% or 75 points of that on the upside. So let's take a look at the closing numbers. There you see the Dow finished with a gain of roughly 40 points, exactly 0.2%. At 19,883.06 on volume of 679 million shares. The NASDAQ, the leader of the day, up almost 0.4%, just over 20 points, closing at 5,457.44. That on volume of 1,507 million shares. The S&P up exactly the same percentage as the Dow, 0.2%, not quite 5 points at 2,262.53. Well, if you've lived on the Suncoast for any length of time, you probably know the name Lennar Homes. Lennar is based in Miami, but certainly a major builder here on the Suncoast. They surprised Wall Street today with earnings that came in well ahead of expectations. For its fiscal fourth quarter, which ended in November, they had total sales of $313 million, that versus $281. Also in the same quarter, they finished 8,200 homes, well ahead of expectations. And on top of that, they said that their current backlog is more than 6,600 homes during this quarter. And of course, the quarter for them is just getting started because it ended on the 30th of November. So, Scott, it looks like the housing boom is continuing, and we right here on the Suncoast are taking advantage of it.
We're right in the middle of it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you also have some news on Disney today, Richard.
Yeah, anybody who follows the movie business probably knows that Star Wars The Rogue came out over the weekend. Shares of Disney were up by 1.25% on some pretty darn good turnout numbers.
Yeah, that movie did very well. I'm sure it will throughout the holiday.
Yes.
All right, Richard, great to see you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Scott.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a cold snap with very bad timing, how the winter storms could affect millions traveling for the holidays. And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll check out our forecast for the upcoming work week. And then later in Health Smart, dangerous drug combinations. Pharmacies under investigation for mixing certain medications. We'll have the details coming up next.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
A poodle butter dish. I'll use this. A chicken purse. It's so artsy. You're really good at giving gifts.
This holiday, give the perfect gift.
Perfect.
Flowers, always the perfect gift. Beneva Flowers and Gifts, exceeding your expectations.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
The year is winding down, and that means big savings for you during the Big Finish event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Millions of Americans are feeling the wrath of Mother Nature this week, and the extreme weather from coast to coast could impact holiday plans and travel. 19 states started the week under winter weather alerts. ABC's Elizabeth Herr shows us the conditions.
From the roads to the skies, a travel nightmare.
If you're waiting for baggage.
For millions forced to wait and scramble.
We're waiting.
After Mother Nature spoiled their travel plans. In all, more than 5,000 flights were delayed and some 1,400 canceled nationwide Sunday alone.
A 3.5-hour flight and spent around 8 hours on the plane.
In Denver, hundreds of Frontier Airlines passengers were still hoping to be reunited with their luggage on Monday after waiting more than 12 hours. The airline explaining the storm left them short-handed.
Usually we drive. I think we'll stick to driving from here on out.
But drivers did not fare much better on the highways.
Oh my God!
This fiery tanker crash in Baltimore, part of a fatal 67-car pileup.
The whole 95 is on fire.
Just one of hundreds of accident scenes across the country. And this week, starting how the weekend ended, the deep freeze greeting so many commuters trying to stay warm and positive.
I went to college in Minnesota, so this is a summer day in Minnesota, so this is nothing.
And for everyone else struggling to stay positive, there is some good news. Forecasters say warmer temperatures are on the way for most of the country by midweek. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, many people are trying to escape that cold weather by flying to the Suncoast. The president of the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport says during the holiday season they are at full capacity at the airport with about 4,900 people flying in and out each day. That's around 35,000 people a week. The airport is busy this time of year. And they're arriving to find some really warm weather.
Yeah, really warm weather. We're looking for at least some breaks, now and again after going through the summer here. But I know a lot of the people that are visiting from the cold are enjoying the 80-degree temperatures. It looks like we're going to stick around, too. There's a front just to our north. It's going to usher in some slightly cooler temperatures. The deal that we'll concern with here will be fog. Fog, again, being a problem. We saw it this morning around the area. The fog burned off, and then the clouds became the little fair weather cumulus clouds. And now we even had a few isolated showers developing along a little sea breeze that has popped up, or at least some west winds out ahead of this frontal system now that's just to the north of us. This front is slowly marching to the south at this point, and it looks like it will bring increasing cloudiness and just a slight chance for a few showers. And unfortunately, the cooler air is not going to move in here. It's going to stay to our north. You can see some heavier storms to the north of us now along I-75 from Ocala up to near Gainesville this afternoon, and then some higher clouds coming in from the west to the east. The zonal flow or west to east flow that we have will allow that front to just sink southward a little bit and then fade away over the upcoming, looks like 48 hours. Temperatures expected to be into the low 70s up until 11 o'clock. We'll see some clouds around. And the red tide report that has come in, the map showing where the red tide is still high to medium levels of red tide, especially around New Pass. This is Siesta Key right here, so near Big Pass, and then again near New Pass, some heavier reports of that red tide. And you can see up near Longboat Key and Anna Maria Island, also right there near Longboat Key Pass. It's high concentrations, meaning greater than 1 million cells per liter, and that stretches all the way up to the eastern portions of Anna Maria Island for today. Now, 78 degrees currently at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. It's sunshine, and the dew point way up there, 71. That's summer-like, 30.26 on the barometer. That's high, and that continues to rise. You can see that break in temperatures right there just to the north of the Tampa Bay area. It's 83 in Orlando right now, but look at this, 42 in Pensacola. That's that cold air, the polar air now that has moved into the panhandle of Florida and is not going to move on through. It doesn't have a good chance to push on through here. We'll see some slightly drier and cooler air filter in, I think, on Wednesday and Thursday, but not much. Temperatures currently, as I mentioned, look at this, 87 in Arcadia, 87 in Lake Placid, right near the coast with that west wind and the Gulf temperature now. It's 74. It's actually warmed up 3 degrees over the weekend. It's now 76 in Cortez, 78 in Sarasota, 79 in Inglewood, and 87 in Punta Gorda. Lows tonight will be into the mid to upper 60s, even the low 70s now, right near the coast. And we're expecting Osprey right around 68, Lakewood Ranch the same, Bradenton 68, 70 at Longboat Key, and the same at Anna Maria. So a warm start to tomorrow, and we will see that morning fog around. It should burn off around 9, 10 o'clock, and then revealing partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Highs will be into the upper 70s once again. Within a mile or two of the coast, inland areas, say east of I-75, will top out in the low to mid 80s. Well, get a look at the big freeze covering most of the U.S. with the exception of California and Florida. For that matter, temperatures in the teens, 20s, and 30s. 37 degrees in Dallas right now, 25 in Kansas City, 14 in Chicago, and 11 in Detroit, Washington at 34. You factor in the wind chill, it's -1 in Chicago, -3 in Detroit. That's what it feels like. 9 in Minneapolis and 13 in Kansas City. Well, for boaters, it shapes up to be okay. The fog in the morning, otherwise south winds. This should read tomorrow. Again, we'll have southeast winds. Water temperature really has warmed up to 74 degrees. That's a little bit above seasonal average as far as the water temperature goes. Areas of fog tonight, Mild temperatures 68 for your low, so above average. And then for tomorrow, variable clouds, fog in the morning, and we'll see a high of 78 despite the presence of some clouds around. And that fog will still warm into the upper 70s, northeast winds at 5 to 10. The extended forecast, here we go, taking you into the weekend with a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, a few passing showers, and then slightly cooler, but not much. 60 for a low, basically running in through Friday. And we'll see highs back to 80 degrees, and for Christmas Day, 81, and a slight chance for a shower. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area right now. And look at I-75. It's moving smoothly in both north and southbound directions, right near Sarasota County, North Sarasota County, which typically this time of day would have some slowdowns, but it's looking good tonight. In health news this evening, some pharmacists may be handing off drugs to patients that are dangerous when taken together. The Chicago Tribune conducted an investigation of more than 250 pharmacies in several Midwestern states. They found on average 49% of the time pharmacists at the big chains sold the medications without mentioning the potentially deadly consequences of interactions to customers. Walgreens failed 30% of the time, CVS 63% of the time. Small independent pharmacies were not any better. They missed risky drug interactions 72% of the time. Drug overdose deaths have increased by 33% in the past 5 years across the country, with some states seeing jumps of nearly 200%. According to data from the CDC, 30 states saw increases in overdose deaths driven by opioid abuse. New Hampshire saw a more than 190% increase, while North Dakota, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Maine had death rates more than double. There has been a consistent effort to combat this problem in Sarasota and Manatee counties. A new study shows women do not need to wait to get pregnant after a miscarriage. The new research published in Human Reproduction Update is an analysis of 10 earlier studies on the topic. It finds no additional risk for women who wait less than 6 months to become pregnant after the miscarriage, and even finds that some risks may be lower with shorter intervals. The World Health Organization's recommendation that women wait 6 months was based on a single study that has now been found to be an outlier. Coming up, a man loses control of his car on a Florida highway, how a group of Good Samaritans came to the rescue. Plus, forget your typical, your gym rat. How about a gym deer? That's right, the animal interrupted some fitness sessions. We'll show you coming up.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Go ahead.
Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
In California, a bizarre and tragic ending for what's supposed to be the happiest day in a couple's life. While posing for photos, a 100-foot tall eucalyptus tree fell without warning on a wedding party. The tree killed one person and injured at least 5 more on Saturday. Police and firefighters scrambled to rescue several family members trapped underneath the tree. They had to use chainsaws to cut away heavy branches while members of the wedding party waited and prayed. One woman says she was driving past the scene when she saw it happen.
I see people screaming, and I get out of the car and I went running, and I went to see, and there was this lady with this little baby, and I didn't know what to do.
Investigators say California's long-term drought followed by heavy rains may have affected the tree's health and could be a reason why it fell. In Danville, California, dozens of people may receive their Christmas gifts a bit later than expected after a truck carrying United States Postal Service packages crashed. The driver of the big rig lost control, hit a parked minivan, and then a freeway sign. The impact caused hundreds of packages to spill all over the side of the highway. The truck driver was taken to the hospital where he later died. A postal inspector was called in to deal with all those damaged packages. Now to a remarkable rescue caught on camera on a Jacksonville highway. In the video, you can see a car careening out of control, swerving on and off the road. A witness yells at the driver to pull over, but the driver, who was apparently having some sort of medical episode, crashed through a street light right there and keeps going.
It was almost like a pinball machine. He was literally back and forth, 4 lanes of traffic, banging off of the squall.
Despite blown out tires, the Cadillac picked up speed, crisscrossing the highway and slamming into the guardrail before finally coming to a stop. The driver appearing disoriented, but somehow is okay. Nearly a dozen Good Samaritans then jumped in to help make sure he safely made it to a hospital. A wildlife surprise for some folks in South Carolina. Some people at a Gold's Gym got a big shock when a deer came crashing through a plate glass window. The deer scrambled through the treadmill area and then turned weight benches into its own private obstacle course. Witnesses say the deer was only inside for about 2 minutes and then it went out the same way it came in. Just needed a quick workout, I guess. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a problem spot in Venice. Police decide to step up patrols in one area after neighbors complained about loud noise and parties. If the officers' efforts are working. Coming up.
A poodle butter dish. I'll use this. A chicken purse. It's so artsy. You're really good at giving gifts.
This holiday, give the perfect gift.
Perfect.
Flowers, always the perfect gift. Beniva Flowers and Gifts, exceeding your expectations.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, performance and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALT has named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease a new Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Riding at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.